Majority of people that went to see Birds of Prey in its opening weekend were male. Yet, men are being blamed for the failure of this movie. For the fact that this movie did not perform well in its opening weekend, people are placing the blame on men. Because of course they are. Yet, despite all of that, like I said, men made up the majority of the audience in the opening weekend. As you can see here, Birds of Prey opening weekend audience was shockingly 54% male. And I love that they put shockingly here, like men never, ever, ever, ever go to see movies with female leads in it, which is absolutely not true in the slightest. But yet, this is the kind of narrative that they continue to try to paint about men. And it continues to make me more and more angry every time that I see more of this type of nonsense. As you can see here, we have a bunch of people just taking complete shots at men when Birds of Prey might flop at the box office because y'all hate women. Which is, it's just so aggravating. I'm so freaking tired of this fake narrative. I'm so tired of it. White men really think they're doing something by not seeing Birds of Prey in theaters. Just say your D's are small and you're afraid of seeing powerful women together on screen and go. So you want men, you're complaining because men aren't going to see the movie, but then you tell us to go away? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I'm sure that insulting men is really going to help fix the problem here, right? Which is obviously not even true in the first place, because 54% of the people that went to see the movie in the opening weekend were men. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. And of course, you're not going to hear anyone really talking about this, or you're not going to see any of these people taking the comments back. They're still going to continue to blame men because that's what they do. Birds of Prey is so special, and it sucks so bad that men and grace with power in our film space is scaring people away from seeing it. If you're even the tiniest bit interested in the film, please go see it. It's all the men's fault. It's all the men's fault. This is just so effing important for future female lead blockbusters that this makes money. And these people are just like, they take this stuff way too seriously. They seriously do. They take this type of crap way too seriously. Like, this kind of language is just so cringy. This is so effing important for future female lead blockbusters that this makes money. No, it's gonna be fine, okay? Even if this movie doesn't make money, it's not going to really change much in the future, okay? Women will still get opportunities, men will still get opportunities, and it's gonna be fine, okay? Stop whining about it, jeez. I don't want studios to think that we only put our money behind female leads, safe and generic films like Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman. As much as I love Captain Marvel, and as much as everyone else loves Wonder Woman, they're basic. So she loves Captain Marvel, but she sounds like she doesn't love Wonder Woman that much. So does that make her a sexist as well because she doesn't like Wonder Woman? And that has a female lead in it, right? So that, by her logic, makes her a sexist as well, right? Me rushing to meet everyone I know to see Birds of Prey 473 more times so Margot won't be sad at the lower than hoped for ticket sales, which I 100% blame men for. This is just ridiculous, man. This is just insane. And it continues on and on. And look at this huge thread of tweets here. And it's all in caps too. I don't know if these SJWs realize, but when they put things all in caps, it doesn't make it true. You know? Like, just because you put something in caps doesn't make it any more true than if you didn't, right? It's just... So, these people are just nuts, man. These people are absolutely insane. And I love the fact that majority of people that went to see the movie in the opening weekend were men. But apparently not very many women went to see the movie either, right? Like, if 54% of the audience were men, that means that almost half of the audience was male, which means that the other half was obviously female. There's not really any other gender in there. Sorry, there's only two genders. So... if that's the case, then why didn't the majority of women go see this movie, right? Like, wouldn't it be more impactful and relevant to their arguments that they're making here if the majority of people were women that went to see this movie? Because, you know, female lead movies apparently automatically draws women to them. Women, I know this is going to be a shock to these SJWs, but the majority of common sense women that are out there also prefer good stories and good character development over just women characters. Like, women would still like to see good characters rather than automatically just go see any movie that has a female lead in it. And The women in Birds of Prey aren't. Oh my gosh, just it continued. Look how many people here. Oh yeah, and I covered this on my channel yesterday, but this is just so cringy. I'm so disappointed by Birds of Prey box office and what it says about the male audience for superhero films, despite the fact that 54% of the people that went to see this movie were men. But it's still the men. Men are still the problem here, right? You know that the more that these people continue to spread this kind of narrative about female-led movies, all it's going to do is it's going to do exactly what they're complaining about is already happening. It's going to continue to drive more and more men away from these types of movies. And it's also going to drive more and more women away from these types of movies as well. So it's only going to continue to hurt these types of movies. You know, Ewan McGregor, he really did harm the box office, I think, because I guarantee you if Ewan McGregor did not open his mouth about all the misogyny that's in this movie, I bet you this movie would have at least met the expectations that Warner Brothers had for this movie. But the fact that he opened his mouth and he started spewing all of his garbage about this movie, it did nothing but hurt the box office. We saw the same thing with Captain Marvel. I bet you Captain Marvel, the movie, would have made way more money if Brie Larson had never opened her mouth. But the fact of the matter is, she did, and the movie, obviously, it made money, but it would have done so much better if she had never opened her mouth about all of the garbage that she was spewing as well. Same thing with Ewan McGregor. If these people could actually just get to a point and realize and wake up a little bit and realize that if they actually just talk about, you know, the story and the characters and not put their political nonsense into every interview that they have, then the movies would probably do a lot better. We live in a day and age where, you know, where you can find out anything about what these people are saying, and pretty much everybody knows what anybody else is saying when it comes to these celebrities nowadays. So when these celebrities go out of the way to talk about how all men are bad men, evil, misogyny, men, all this type of stuff, it's not going to do anything but hurt the box office in the long run. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. What do you think about the fact that this movie had the majority of men, of a male audience for this movie, despite the fact that people were continuing to complain about the fact that men are very, very bad, and the reason that this movie failed was bad men, all men are bad, evil men, wicked, wrong, evil, bad men. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel as well, my personal channel, Josiah Rises. I would greatly appreciate that, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.